But don't try and trick me now because I'm not going to play this game. Delete that bit. John, can you just delete it, please, that bit? Because I don't want to go down this...
Duchess, I'm asking very fair questions of you.
No, it's too tabloidy.
Smuggled away under the cover of darkness, 6 businesses shut down in just 3 days. A charity closed overnight, and emails emerged that were so damaging, even her own daughters were reportedly aghast. Sarah Ferguson's final days at Royal Lodge were not just embarrassing, they were a complete unraveling. While the world focused on Prince Andrew losing his titles, few noticed his ex-wife being quietly erased from royal life. She was forced to leave in secret, like a fugitive, as her decades-long secrets came to light. What actually happened is more shocking than any tabloid headline suggests. The Epstein files that changed everything. To understand Sarah Ferguson's dramatic fall, we need to look at what caused it, the Epstein files. In late January 2026, the U.S. Department of Justice released over 3 million pages of documents about Jeffrey Epstein, a convicted sex offender. Among those files were many emails showing the troubling depth of Sarah's friendship with him. These emails were not just casual notes, they were personal and alarming, especially considering when they were sent. In August 2009, just 5 days after Epstein got out of a 13-month prison sentence for soliciting prostitution from a minor, Sarah took her daughters, Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, then 20 and 19, to have lunch with him at his Palm Beach mansion, where he was under house arrest. This means a convicted sex offender was dining with 2 young princesses arranged by their own mother. After that lunch, Sarah sent Epstein a troubling email. "Thank you, Jeffrey, for being the brother I have always wished for." She said after their meeting, "The energy has lifted," and praised him for complimenting her in front of my girls. It gets worse. In January 2010, she wrote to Epstein, "You are a legend. I really don't have the words to describe my love and gratitude for your generosity and kindness. I am at your service. Just marry me." In March 2010, while making plans to go to New York, she mentioned in an email that she was waiting for Eugenie to come back from a shagging weekend, talking about her then 19-year-old daughter's private life with a convicted pedophile. Perhaps the most troubling part, in November 2010, Sarah sent Epstein the contact information of her 22-year-old goddaughter, Poppy Cotterell, with just 3 words: "Over to you." Epstein then set up a meeting with her, and she later revealed she had been offered a job managing his art collection. Sarah's financial struggles were also clear. In May 2010, she emailed Epstein to ask him to hire her as his house assistant, saying, "I am the most capable and desperately need the money. Please, Jeffrey, think about it." While Epstein was still in prison in 2009, she had asked him for advice on handling bankruptcy. Emails show that her office reached out to Epstein soon after he was released in July 2009, asking him to cover the cost of flights for her and her daughters to visit him in Florida. His assistant confirmed, "You graciously offered to pay for the Duchess to come and visit you." Royal commentator Russell Myers, who co-hosts the podcast Pod Save the King, "It's incredibly distressing for both young women to see themselves mentioned so freely by their parents to a convicted sex offender. These revelations didn't just humiliate Sarah, they ruined her public image overnight, smuggled out under cover of darkness." When the Epstein files were released, Sarah Ferguson seemed to vanish. The last time anyone saw her was on September 25th, 2025, when she was photographed leaving Royal Lodge in Windsor. After that, there was no news for over 2 months. According to the Nightly, Sarah had to sneak in and out of Royal Lodge before the eviction notice was delivered in October 2025. Once a lively Duchess who had lived in the 30-room mansion for 2 decades, she was now reportedly hiding and avoiding photographers as she planned her next move. The 66-year-old hasn't been seen in public for more than 2 months, having been smuggled out of the Windsor estate at night, the Nightly reported. This was not a dignified royal exit, it was more like an evacuation. Consider the situation. Sarah Ferguson, who married Prince Andrew in a grand ceremony at Westminster Abbey, watched by 500 million people in 1986, was now being taken out of her home as if she were escaping a scandal. And that was exactly what was happening. The timing was particularly bad. In October 2025, Buckingham Palace announced that King Charles had begun the process of removing Prince Andrew's titles and honors. From then on, he would be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. The palace statement went on to say that he would have to surrender the lease on Royal Lodge, and would move to a different home. While Sarah was not mentioned in that official announcement, it was clear that both she and Andrew needed to leave. The house they had shared since 2004, despite their 1996 divorce, was no longer theirs. Royal sources told People magazine that Sarah was looking at various options for her next home, adding that she had never asked for a property or support for herself. The deadline to leave was initially set for January 25th to 31st, 2026. As that date approached, Sarah still had not found a permanent place to live. Her daughters, Beatrice and Eugenie, could only offer temporary accommodations. Beatrice shares a home in the Cotswolds with her husband and 2 daughters, while Eugenie divides her time between Portugal and Kensington Palace with her husband and 2 sons. Neither had room for their mother in the long term. She has supported him all these years, but is now ready to move on, a source told Hello magazine. She won't be moving in with him to the new house on the Sandringham estate. For the first time since 2008, when Sarah returned to Royal Lodge, she and Andrew would be living apart. This chapter was closing, and it was not ending well. The bonfire of Fergie's Vanities. 6 businesses shuttered in 72 hours. As news about Epstein grew, Sarah's business was hit hard and quickly fell apart. Within 3 days of the January 2026 document release, 6 companies where Sarah Ferguson was the sole director applied to be removed from the UK's company's house register. These were not small businesses. They represented years of effort to gain financial independence. Royal commentator Margaret Holder called it a bonfire of Fergie's vanities. The companies were in various fields, such as public relations, retail, and other unclear ventures. They all filed for closure within 72 hours of each other, suggesting a hurried response to a crisis rather than normal business changes. But the business shutdowns were just the start. Sarah's charity, Sarah's Trust, which she created to help women and children, announced it would close for the foreseeable future. The statement said, "Our chair, Sarah Ferguson, and the Board of Trustees have agreed that, with regret, the charity will shortly close for the foreseeable future." While a spokesperson claimed this decision had been planned for months, the timing right after the Epstein document release told a different story. More charity closures followed. 7 charities that had been patronized or spoken for by Sarah dropped her after the revelations. The Teenage Cancer Trust, where she had worked since 1990, ended its relationship with her. She had opened many specialist units for them in hospitals, but now all that work was gone. She also lost her roles with the Motor Neuron Disease Association and the International Alliance for ALS, where she helped with fundraising and awareness for years. The financial impact was serious. A royal source revealed that Sarah told friends in the UAE, "I need to get back to work. I need money." This showed that she was facing the same financial problems that had initially pushed her toward Epstein. In 2025, she sold a townhouse in Belgravia for £3.85 million. She had bought it in 2022 for £4.25 million, losing £400,000 on that investment. Her daughters, Eugenie and Beatrice, had to sign the sale deed. With businesses closing, charities cutting ties, and no clear income, Sarah's financial future looked uncertain. The woman who was once 6th in line for the British throne was now struggling for stability. Where in the world is Sarah Ferguson? As Sarah's public life fell apart, she disappeared, with sightings of her around the world raising questions. Her last confirmed appearance in the UK was at her granddaughter Athena's christening on December 12th, where she looked strained but composed. After Christmas, Sarah went to Zurich and stayed at the expensive Paracelsus Recovery Clinic, which costs over $17,500 per day. Sources said she sought help and comfort there, despite worries about her finances. There were claims that her stay might have been free because she is featured on the clinic's website. Critics suggested her friends leaked details about her stay to gain sympathy after the Epstein revelations. After Zurich, Sarah reportedly moved to the French Alps and then to the UAE in early February, showing a desire to return to work and distance herself from Andrew. Her trip to the UAE matched her earlier business connections there. Later, she checked into Ballyliffin Lodge and Spa in Ireland, a different experience from her luxurious stay before. Sarah, who has Irish roots, shared that she needed to escape to find peace. This change from luxury to a modest spa suggested she was genuinely struggling. As of late February 2026, Sarah's whereabouts are still unknown, and she has not returned to public life in the UK. Reports confirm she is not at Necker Island, and friends described her as fragile and dealing with mental health issues. Sarah, once a well-known public figure, had become reclusive, facing the consequences of her situation. The daughters caught in the crossfire. One of the most heartbreaking aspects of Sarah's situation is the effect on Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie. The sisters, aged 37 and 35, were mentioned many times in the Epstein files. They did nothing wrong. Instead, their parents discussed them with a convicted sex offender. The emails revealed personal details about their lives, including their travel plans and relationships. In one unsettling exchange, Sarah told Epstein that Eugenie was away on a shagging weekend with her boyfriend, Jack Brooksbank, who is now her husband and the father of her 2 sons. CNN reported that the sisters feel deeply distressed by what has come to light. Royal editor Russell Myers said it's incredibly upsetting for both women to see their names mentioned so casually by their parents in connection with a convicted sex offender. Sources close to the family say Beatrice and Eugenie feel aghast and overwhelmed. They support their parents, but the strain is noticeable. Neither sister can offer Sarah a permanent place to stay. Beatrice lives in the Cotswolds with her husband, Eduardo, and their 2 young daughters, while Eugenie splits her time between Portugal and Ivy Cottage at Kensington Palace, which she shares with Jack and their 2 sons. A source from Hello stated she won't be moving into Beatrice's Cotswolds home. Eugenie's home in Portugal is a possibility while she finds somewhere. The message is clear. They are only offering temporary stays. Though close to their mother, the sisters are setting boundaries. They will support her, but they won't let her issues affect their own families. Royal commentator Russell Myers noted that while there is a degree of loyalty, the recent revelations have strained the sisters' relationships with their parents because of their actions. Both princesses are trying to build their public profiles. Beatrice works in finance and technology, while Eugenie focuses on anti-slavery charity work and art galleries. The Epstein scandal risks overshadowing their accomplishments and labeling them as the daughters of a pedophile. Public sympathy leans towards Beatrice and Eugenie. Unlike their parents, they haven't been accused of wrongdoing. Being mentioned in the Epstein files doesn't mean they did anything illegal. It just shows they were discussed. However, in the public eye, even innocent ties to such dark issues have consequences. In January 2026, Eugenie attended a contemporary art fair in Doha to advance her career. Overall, the sisters have kept a low profile since the document's release, avoiding publicity that would focus on their parents rather than their work. The saddest part is that Sarah introduced her daughters to Epstein, thinking she was helping their futures by connecting them with a wealthy, influential man. Instead, she exposed them to a predator, creating links that will impact them for life. The email showed Epstein asking to meet the princesses, while Ferguson arranged introductions and discussed them as if they were business contacts rather than vulnerable individuals. For Beatrice and Eugenie, the repercussions of their mother's poor judgment could affect how they are remembered in history. Andrew's arrest and the complete unraveling. While Sarah was abroad, her ex-husband, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, got into serious trouble. In February 2026, he was arrested at Sandringham for misconduct, including sharing sensitive information with Jeffrey Epstein while serving as a UK trade envoy. Andrew was held for 11 hours and released without charges, denying any wrongdoing. This situation highlighted the problems within the House of York, which included Andrew, Sarah, and their daughters. Andrew had already lost his military titles and royal responsibilities after a problematic BBC interview about Epstein in 2019. By October 2025, King Charles had stripped him of his titles entirely. Once second in line to the throne, Andrew was now just a private citizen with a damaged reputation. In another crisis, Andrew and Sarah received notice to leave Royal Lodge, their home since 2004. King Charles wanted him out, believing it was inappropriate for a disgraced former prince to stay on crown property. He was offered Frogmore Cottage but felt insulted and chose instead to move to a modest house at Marsh Farm on the Sandringham estate. The move was delayed, allowing them to spend Christmas 2025 at Royal Lodge and avoid family gatherings. Andrew and Sarah had both previously befriended Epstein, which added to their scandals and led to their current status as outcasts. Now settled at Marsh Farm, Andrew left Sarah without guaranteed accommodation or royal support. Their once celebrated relationship was overshadowed by their ties to Epstein and the public disgrace that followed. Reports suggested Andrew did not understand the seriousness of his situation, while Sarah seemed to avoid accountability. What happens next? A future in freefall. As of late February 2026, Sarah Ferguson's future is unclear as she faces serious challenges. She wants to find work to address her money problems, but job opportunities are limited because of her damaged reputation. Her charity work has stopped, her businesses are closing, and she no longer has speaking engagements. She is looking into television deals, speaking events, and possibly writing a memoir. But these options might hurt her relationships with the royal family and her daughters. Right now, Sarah is living at Eugenie's home in Portugal as she and Andrew separate for the first time since 2008, marking a change in their previously close relationship. Living together at Royal Lodge made it seem like they were united, but now she seeks independence as Andrew faces legal issues. Sarah's mental health is concerning because she feels isolated, with her daughters and the royal family keeping their distance. Public sympathy is low, especially after news about her connections to Epstein. King Charles's actions show that she is not welcome in royal circles, and she has stopped using the title Duchess of York. Her recent move from Royal Lodge was surrounded by scandal and secrecy, and her past choices have led to her current difficulties. Now she is just a private citizen trying to navigate a world that no longer values what she can offer, facing an uncertain future both personally and professionally. If this overview resonates, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments about Sarah's chances for redemption and her relationship with her daughters.